The year is 2020. As the old financial empires collapsed and crypto drowned in noise and false prophets, one man lost everything. And in that loss, he was called. Through the wreckage of his own failure and the precision of his charts, a higher force revealed what others could not see and entrusted him with a mission to guide others through the chaos he barely survived. They call him Sacred Prophet. And now, the revelation is yours to claim.
Welcome, everyone, to Sunday Fuel for this beautiful October 19th, 2025. I am your humble and meek host, the conveyor, the speaker, the voice of the Lord of Liquidity, Tom, Sacred Prophet Hartman.
Okay.
Joined
right.
as ever by my plucky sidekick and Aaron in training, Peter, Bad Guru Hartman.
So
Welcome,
starting
Peter.
with the
Welcome to the
sound
show.
effects already. You're in that mood, I guess.
All right. Serenity now. Serenity now. Peter, people need a little bit of humor, a little bit of hope right now because they're not sure what to think of when it comes to markets. Markets have decided to be schizophrenic. No offense to actual schizophrenic people, but the markets are behaving just like you.
Okay.
And it's nerve-wracking. People don't know what to do. People don't know what to think.
Mm-hmm.
You have the NASDAQ going up and down and up and down and up and down, even though when you zoom out, it looks like it's all-time highs. You have Bitcoin just, again, looks like it's going down. People are like, hey, where's our $250,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year, Tom?
That's right.
They're looking at me. They're looking at Raoul Powell. They're looking at Michael Saylor. They're looking at Tom Lee. They're looking at Arthur Hayes. Looking at all the big guys.
All the
Which
big
reminds
guys.
me, I should call Richard Hart. And I just got to get on the same page as him. Let's just see what he's thinking.
That's right. You got to pick his
A little
brain.
word out. You know how it goes. I'll tweet out to him. We'll see what he says. So people are worried. And then we have the dollar, which, we have gold that just absolutely skyrocketed. And then we have the dollar that is back into its suspicious sideways range. So it's a little nerve-wracking.
I feel real bad about how we've knocked Peter Schiff all these years because that guy must be like, that guy's winning right now.
Gold?
Yeah, look at that. Gold looks like Bitcoin. Looks like what we want Bitcoin to do.
Do you know what I think about when I look at gold at $4,279?
Think about
Nothing. I don't care.
it. Why not?
Well, first there's physical gold, and then there's the futures gold, right?
Uh-huh.
So if you bought a bunch of gold stock and futures thinking, oh, I'm protected, excuse me, you're not. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then the people who have the gold inside of their vaults, inside of their safes, they have them all prepared. They're planning for a world where they need to melt this down into beads to buy bread. They're completely ridiculous.
Okay, but forget all that. Like, if you had your money in gold, wouldn't you have made a huge amount of profit in the last 2 years?
No, not unless you leveraged it. Right? If you bought gold futures, then you're levered gold.
Mm-hmm.
But the gold miners aren't moving like this. The junior miners aren't moving like this. That's not what's going on there.
Right.
You have to be levered. And if you're going to be levered anything, be levered tech. Why would you want to be levered gold? That's ridiculous.
I mean, gold is going up because people want it, no?
No, because central banks are buying it.
Oh,
Gold only moves significantly when central banks buy it. And central banks buy it because there's stress within the financial systems. That's just what it is.
All right.
It's a safe haven asset. It's a store of value. It's not a medium of exchange. It's a store of value. So that's what it's there for.
So Peter Schiff,
fucking be happy about your what's this gain? Let's say from the last consolidation period. 90%. That's it. That's what you want to get me out of bed for? Let's go from even lower. Fine, it doubled. Ooh, it doubled for 2022. My God, Trump coin did more than that in like 5 minutes. Are you out of your mind?
All right. So
No,
you're
are
not.
we really getting out of bed for 90%, 100% gain on gold? Stop.
Well, but you said if you're leveraged, then you can make a lot more. No. What did Bitcoin make do
Sure,
in
but
that
you're
time?
taking on massive risk betting on the downfall of the financial system. Yeah, excuse me. I'm going to definitely be on the side of the Holy Global Empire.
I volunteer as tribute.
I'm not here taking a bet, hoping things go badly. That's ridiculous. And if I really want to do that, I would just short Bitcoin. I would short tech, make money that way. Just money hand over fist. 90%, 100%. Make that an options in a day. Get out of here. Stop with this gold thing. Let's talk about things that actually matter. All right?
Okay.
Let's talk about things that actually matter. People. Well, let's not go into the whole what I think Bitcoin will do, what I think NASDAQ will do over time. Let's just first take a look at the levels that we're going to be looking at over the next week, especially over the next day. Because in addition to trading Bitcoin futures, I have started in the prop firm space, which has been very, very fun. Now, by fun, I don't mean profitable, because I have not had a payout yet.
Okay.
But I have paid them at least 18 accounts. So there is liquidity, there is funds flowing in the direction.
Okay, right. So
Not
start a
a Peter.
prop firm business, I guess.
No. I'll get my payouts. In fact, I think this week is when I'll get my first payout. I have 2 past accounts, 2 evaluation accounts. Let's just go ahead. I think I found a way of trading that actually works for the intraday for prop firms.
Why do you
Right?
wait? Why do you think you're going to get a payout this week? I mean, anything can happen. You can blow it, no?
I could, but I didn't blow it last week, and because I started with menu strategy, and it seems to have been working pretty well because in fact, I take the least amount of risk possible.
Mm-hmm.
And because of the indicators from the Sacred Profit Library, especially the flagship indicators, I'm able to hold a trend quite a bit of time. And so getting an account up to, in order to pass for Top Step, you need 5 days of profit of at least $150. And getting that has been, I dare say, easy, because I'm taking such little risk. So I have no doubt that I'll be able to get that for this week.
Sorry for interrupting you. Alfredo G's in the chat says, I'm late. Don't worry about it. We were just taking some time dunking on gold there, but happy to have you here. Happy to have everybody. If you have any questions about Bitcoin or markets or anything like that, you can post that in the chat. We'll be happy to tackle them. Well, Tom will be happy to tackle them during the show. I'm just going to sit here and look pretty. Okay, sorry. You were saying what about prop firms? Okay, so you're saying you developed a strategy. It's a safe strategy in order for you to get payouts. I asked the question, hey, how do you know this is somewhat guaranteed for you? What makes you so sure about that? What was your answer?
That I've implemented a strategy that has basically been printing money. In fact, it would have been even more profitable last week, except I've been experimenting with different ways of exiting a position. But I've basically been using the indicators from the Sacred Profit Library in order to target near perfect entries, and then just holding the minimum amount of risk to the end of that trend. So if we head to the NASDAQ, actually, let's go over here.
The NASD, that's what we call it in the biz. For all you non-traders, it's called the NASD.
That's right. So, for example, I was in this short over here, but let's not call that. That's when Donald Trump decided to burn the world a bit. So let's just call it the bounce. So, for example, over here, this was on this was October 10th, and when futures opened, the idea is that this is the level I was targeting, the weekly level I was targeting, the unmitigated weekly level. So it was easy to enter a position here. I entered a position over here and held it till I got to whatever level of profit that I wanted to get for that period of time. Then over here at 10 o'clock midnight, often in the Tokyo session, you get these types of moves. So if you'll notice right over here, it might be hard to see, but when this day started, the daily level was over here. So I just took the trade down.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just different opportunities. Over here, this new day started. I took the trade up to the weekly level. And then over here, when we got to that actual level, I shorted it here, and I shorted it again over here. So it's just been fairly easy.
Wait, whoa. Are you giving away your super secret prop firm strategy?
It's not super secret. Peter, the reason I'm doing this, I'm not sure if I made this clear. I want everyone to make as much money as possible so that they pay me money, so that I get money.
Okay,
I want to make money trading, but then I also want to make money off of you guys. So the only way that's going to work is if I help you.
That's true. I like that. That's actually, it's like honest.
Your Uber driver needs to get you to where you need to get to. And you don't begrudge him the money that he's charging you. But as long as you get to where you need to be getting to, and that's what I want to be. I don't want to be the person out here selling false signals and, hey, this next crypto token is going to 1000x and all that. That's not what I am. I'm here transmitting the information from the Lord of Liquidity because he insists that I do so, or she.
Is it a she?
No, clearly a man.
Okay.
But if I'm going to lie, let me lie helping the allies out there or whatever it is.
I hear you.
So I want to help people. That's my goal, but not through any altruism, selfishly. You make money, give it to me. You make money, give some of it to me.
I trust that. I trust that. That's got that to me. That's quasi Donald Trumpian, right? It's got that Trumpian flavor, you know. It's like
whoa.
Donald Trump says.
As much as I would love to be compared to the leader of the Holy Global Empire, I am just a humble vessel for the Lord of Liquidity. All right.
All right. Let's get back to it. I worry about these clips about us saying nice things about Donald Trump. I worry about it, like I can't wear my MAGA hat. Like I can't wear that. I own like a whole bunch of MAGA hats and I can't
yeah, great.
I have like a whole closet full, 10 of them.
Closet full, because you need several thousand MAGA hats.
Because you go out with a MAGA hat here in Canada and people take it off your head and burn it. Then you're like, okay, yeah, I totally expect that. That's why I have more at home. So I put another one on. You know,
you have a backpack filled with MAGA hats and you pull them out.
Yeah, that's right. You got to put that on. All right.
I'll wear a MAGA hat with an "I'm with her" T-shirt, and then people just don't know.
That'd be great. Oh, Tom, that's so good.
Halloween.
I gotta do that. All right. Now I know what I gotta order. I need to order my 11th MAGA hat and my 12th I'm with her T-shirt. All right, let's go. Verified Hustler TV in the chat says, "I'm from UG." What is that? Is that Uganda
or Uruguay? I don't know that flag.
UG flag. I want to know what that flag is. It consists of 6 equal horizontal bands of black and yellow and red from top to bottom. This is for the flag of Uganda. Well, welcome. Welcome. Good to have you.
I've never been to Uganda, and I never will go there. But I'm happy that Ugandans do exist.
Tom's not a traveler.
That's my
Tom
praise.
Does not like to travel. Doesn't even come. Right. I live an hour north of Montreal, and he doesn't even want to. Doesn't show up. Doesn't come. All right, let's get back to it.
So for example, for this week coming up for the Nasdaq, I'm targeting the 24,848 level and the 24,786. So the likelihood is that the price will fall towards this level. From where, I don't know. So I'll just be shorting every peak until I move down there. And if we move down from where we are right now, it'll be something like 200 to 300 points, and that's anywhere between $400 and $800 for the positions that I put on, my minimum position. So just need to do that 5 days in a row, build up the account, get my payout, and then we're done. Super easy. So often I'll just take 1 to 3, sometimes 4 trades in a given day. I wake up and it's great. So I do this now, like after our stream at 8 o'clock, I'll put on another trade. Between 8 and 10, I look to put on another trade as the Tokyo session opens up at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I set my trades, is all set up. I go to bed, I wake up. I either made money or I didn't make money. If I didn't make any money, I lost $50. If I did make money, sometimes I'm up hundreds, $1,000, $1,500. Happens regularly. And then I wait for if I can, I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning just to get there for the London session. I come to my computer to set a quick trade and go back to bed. Or at the US session at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I put on another trade. Usually I wait until about 10 o'clock for the open range people to be done. That takes me 2 or 3 tries. I make my money. Great. Do that again, rinse and repeat. So I basically get 2 trading days, sometimes 3 trading days every day. And I make money that way.
So you're talking about making money in prop firms using prop accounts. I want to know, for this payout that you're expecting, that you're hopeful for, that you're planning for, that you're working towards, what is the range of this payout that you can expect, low to high?
So you can ask for a payout as low as $750. Because you need at least that amount on the top sub account in order to get a payout, depending on what prop firms you go to. But if you do that, then you don't have a lot of room left for your next trades. So my goal is to get the account up to $3,000, request a $1,000 payout, and then I'll have a $2,000 drawdown, because that's the amount of money that'll be left in the account, which is what I've been used to. That's what I've been doing for the eval accounts. That's what I've been doing for the funded accounts. So it'll just be like what I had before. And then if I'm able to do another 3,000 again, which I expect, then I'll be able to take out more and give myself more of a buffer. This is something that I learned from Mustang Trader. We did this. It was on Price Action Live. I can't remember if he said it on a Price Action Live or if he said it on a Trading Bot Sessions, but he did describe this idea that he gives himself such room, he builds his account up to such a buffer that he could take 40 losing trades in a row and still be fine. And I go, ooh, that sounds great. Now, it does sound like Tom might just sit there and put on 10 minis, NASDAQ, and just try to let it ride because I think my poop doesn't stink. But hey, it is what it is. In fact, I'm sitting here, and why don't I have 1 second? I didn't put a trade on, Peter. I should put my trade on.
Should I show your screen or not show your screen?
Oh, no, it's a gap fill. Never mind. I'm not going to do that now. Forget it. No, I'm not going to rush. Watch me lose directly on stream. Well, maybe I will do it.
Well, hang on. We don't know. I don't want to show anything we're not supposed to show here.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't care if you're showing anything. So let's see here.
Sometimes Tom has Sailor Moon. He watches Sailor Moon. You guys don't know that, and I don't want him to like pan. I shouldn't have said that on there.
I certainly do.
So tell me if I can show your screen or not.
All right.
And I still want to know the upper limit.
I don't want to rush into the trade. I don't want to.
Yeah, don't rush. Don't rush into it. Do you want to show what prop firm account looks like? That looks kind of cool.
I'm sure if you want to.
Is this private information?
No.
I don't care. I'm showing it anyway.
Yeah, this is just a top step account, and I don't have any of the indicators over here, so I just go to my chart over here, figure out what I want to do, and either I have drawings on the chart that can send a signal from here to Trader's Post that then activates it in my account, or I copy trade across multiple accounts using the copy trader, and then one trade is copied across all of them, which is what I've been doing now.
Interesting.
It's great.
All right. So what is the upper range? You said you can make you want to leave take 1,000, but if you do well, what can you make?
What my expectation is being able to do $5,000 to $10,000 a month if the strategy continues to work. What I've seen other people do on the high end is anywhere between $50,000 a month to I've seen $200,000 in a month.
Wow, that's crazy.
Which is crazy. Yeah, that's bananas. So I want a piece of that pie. Thank you very much. The problem is that you can't be too mid-brained.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be smooth-brained. I push the button and I take my money. Or you got to be lead-brained. Just super genius, totally understand. I have 9 different systems working in tandem. I don't even have to be there in order to make money.
Right.
My problem is that my IQ is just high enough that I'm significantly above average, but not lead-brained enough in order to be the big short, which is a loser when it comes to prop firms. You need to be able to have the smooth brain thing. It's sort of like for meme stocks, when people were going to meme stocks or meme tokens. If you thought about it too hard, I understand, but isn't this just a Ponzi scheme? Yeah, you missed it. Freak, you missed it, you idiot. Push the button. Push the button.
You underestimate my power.
So that'll be fun. So for the NASDAQ, that's my the trend that I'm looking for Bitcoin.
Sorry. When you say trend, you just want to wrap this up for the edit. So you're talking about the prop firm strategy? Is that what you're talking about? The trend you're looking
or for anyone, for me it's for prop firms, but anyone who's trading the NASDAQ, the weekly trend level is at 24,848, and the daily one for Sunday Monday is 24,786. And so since both of them are below the current price, the expectation is that it'll fall.
Right.
But it could fall from over here, it could fall from higher up, it could fall from 26,000, whatever it is. As long as this week is still going and this level has not been mitigated yet, the likelihood is that the price at some point will come down here to touch that level.
Right.
And since both these levels are pretty near to each other, I suspect we will touch there fairly soon if we take a look at the oscillations that we had over the last week.
Gotcha. All right. Awesome.
Now for our buddy Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, so Bitcoin here is the weekly level we're going to be seeing. It'll be around 110,500. Now we'll know for certain at 10 p.m. tonight when the 2-hour candle for Bitcoin has closed. So the candle starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, closes at 10 p.m. At the 10 p.m., we'll know what that level is, but it will be around 110,511. And so we can expect that the price will move up to that level. Now, since I already anticipated that, because I'm using these indicators, and I suggest you guys use it too, I've already been in my long from down here. I got in my long at, what is this? 106.7. So down over here, 106.7. I got in my long here because on sideways Saturday, which is where the price moves sideways, often the price will move sideways, or by the end of Saturday or on Sunday, move up to go towards the daily level. This is this blue tail line here. All right. And since that's near the weekly level, I'm going to be holding long all the way up to that level and then looking for a short from over here. Now, big reminder, I'm a huge fan of, while I'm in a long-term bull market, I want to hold my levered longs, right? And so what I'll do is I'll hold on to that long, but I'll add a short at 110.5. Right. So then I'll be long and short at the same time for crypto. You can't do that in equities, but you can do that in crypto. And so I'll be long and short. And you're like, well, Tom, what happens if you'll be eating into your profits? Yes, I totally understand. And there's always a risk where I get whipsawed. But the benefit for me is that when I put on that short, I'll pull it on at half the position I have for the long. And I have a stop loss for my long. So I'll always make a profit on this long no matter what. I can't lose on that. And then if we do fall down to the other side, the lowest level that I think we can get to is around 92,000, 90,000. It's a window between 90,000 and 94,000 for Bitcoin. If we get below that level and confirm it, where it's not just a wick, we actually close and confirm below that level, then I'd be looking for the end of the bull market and the beginning of the bear market, which is great. Plenty of money being made on the downside. In fact, more money can be made on the downside.
I want to make that clear for everybody who's watching, all right? I see a lot of people, I'm in some chats, people are going like, is it over? Is it the top? Is Bitcoin bottoming? We don't care. In fact, once the bear market starts, you got to come to sacred profit because Tom has got the method for making money on the way down. You see, when skies are blue and Bitcoin's going up and just up and up and up, you don't know what levels are going to be hit. You don't know what's going to happen. But when we're going down, we got all these levels, all this math that can be put into the equation that can let you know what's going on. It's far more predictable. Not 100%, not foolproof, but there's more to look at when we're going down. Did I have that right, Tom?
Absolutely. So if we take a look at Bitcoin, let's just use this one over here. And we add our indicator. So let me just hide this group. And let's just add wave. This is from the Sacred Profit Library. The low end of the range for Bitcoin, the lowest we can expect Bitcoin to get at the end of the cycle, if we are at the end of the cycle, is somewhere around 40,000, between 40 and 50,000. So on the way down, I'll be excited because when we're on our way up, you can't tell necessarily where Bitcoin will go up. There's no levels up there since we're in rarefied air, we're in blue sky territory. We don't know what levels it'll turn at. It's only when it turns and starts coming down that the levels that it made before become obvious. All right, so I'll be aiming for 92,000 to the downside, like I said, for it to still be bullish. That's here above the red line. But if we get below there, well, then we have 80,000, we have 73,000, we have 66, we have all these levels down here all the way to 51,700 before we then bounce. And all these levels are a chance for a massive bounce, sometimes up to 33% of a bounce in a bear market, just like you can have it on the other side for a dip in a bull market. And so all those are opportunities to double your money, double your money, double your money, double your money, your position that you've put on. You can get anywhere from 100 to 200% easy. It could even go more than that. So it's very exciting. And then when we get to the bottom or near the bottom, well, now we can start accumulating, right? You're like, oh, I don't want to miss I wish I didn't miss the last run up. Well, imagine you were able to accumulate around here. Let's just go back to the other chart. Let's say you were able to accumulate around here at the bottom and around here. Wouldn't you be happy about that? Mm-hmm. You'll know that's where I need to buy spot. That's where I could buy my altcoins. That's where I could buy my favorite stuff. And then just sit there as within the next couple of months, it then runs up. I mean, that's amazing. So plenty of money, way more money can be made towards the downside because we know pretty reasonably where the bottom will be and in what time frame, but we don't necessarily know that for a bull market.
When Bitcoin enters the bear market, you come to sacred profit. All right? Bear market, sacred profit. Bear market, sacred profit. Is this only applicable for Bitcoin or the other coins as well? I mean, can we make money on these other coins going down?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I mentioned in the altcoins. It's just that shorting altcoins, if you're going to be doing anything with leverage within the crypto space, better to stick with Bitcoin. It's already a highly volatile asset compared to other assets, but you don't get as whipsawed. You have idiosyncratic risk when it comes to the altcoins because they're sort of like the stocks versus the index for equities. If Tesla does something, Elon Musk says something, well, then Tesla stock can move wildly, even though the index might move just a little bit. Like the NASDAQ might just move a little bit while the Tesla stock can crater or rip. And so if you use leverage on altcoins, then you will end up in a situation where you don't know if someone can say something, some news came out, some hack happened or whatever it is, some regulation policy came out from a government that makes your particular baby altcoin lose violently, right? Think about the Luna collapse or the Celsius token or FTX token. You just don't know what's going on behind there, whereas Bitcoin doesn't have that same risk. So I would just be, if I'm going to be trading it, I'd be trading it with spot or very minimal leverage.
I've been paying attention to your indicators for Bitcoin for quite a while, and it's helping me
you.
to understand the Bitcoin charts. They're okay. They're okay. I mean, if you have to have indicators, I guess you use the secret profit
Has
indicators.
incurred the sentence of excommunication.
How are you finding your indicators? Let me phrase it this way. How useful are you finding your indicators for prop firm trading as compared to Bitcoin?
As compared to Bitcoin, fantastic. In fact, it's almost helped me understand Bitcoin more. But what's great about it is that with Bitcoin, because it's a high vol asset, even though now I've learned how to use my indicators in order to trade Bitcoin intraday, a move for Bitcoin might be pretty violent. It could be pretty significant. And so with prop firms, you have very low risk tolerances. For me, when I put on a leveraged crypto position, I'm okay if that position is down 80%. I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't have that in prop firms.
Right.
You'll get liquidated out because you don't have enough drawdown. And so what happens is that you want to thread the needle more. And so in that sense, for intraday trading, the indicators on the NASDAQ that I trade is like so much better, so much more potentially profitable than on Bitcoin, because you can multiply out the leverage that you can have on prop firms are twofold. One, you're only paying a small amount in order to get this account. So for example, if I'm buying, I might pay $50 to get a $50,000 account. That means for $50, I can trade $50,000 worth of assets. Now I can only allow a drawdown of $2,000, fair, but I could put on position sizes up to $5,000 or $50,000 worth, which is more than what the money that I put in would suggest, right? $50 to control 50,000, that's pretty cool. So that's one form of leverage already. Then you have the leverage of just the natural inherent leverage that you're trading futures. So when you're dealing with prop firm accounts, you're dealing with futures. And futures contracts are levered anyway. On top of that, you have the idea that you can have multiple prop firm accounts and connect them together so that when you trade one, they all trade together. That's another form of leverage. So right now I'm trading 4 accounts simultaneously. Fine, I'm paying $50 per account. Sure, I can show that. So over here, I have in my copy trading for Top Step, I'm trading my lead account and then connected to my 3 other accounts, right? And fine, I paid $50 for each account plus an additional $150 to turn them. When you pass the evaluation, you have to pay an extra $150 in order to get them into funded status. But all that money is still together less than what I would have to do in order to put on a Bitcoin position for the same amount with my own capital. Now, fair enough. I might lose the accounts again and again and again and again. So that's where it's on me in order to get better. But I lost way more money than that in crypto futures. So it still doesn't come close. So through it all, I'm finding that the prop firm trading to be for short term, way better than trading short term Bitcoin. But for long term Bitcoin, way better because I can hold a Bitcoin position through the entire cycle and not have to trade in and out of it and just add on dips, even with leverage, whereas I can't do that with prop firms.
And so how does that relate to your indicators?
So initially I made the indicators for Bitcoin because I was always trading long-term. I swing trade Bitcoin. So the minimum time I'll have a position for Bitcoin is, let's say, a week, and that's pretty quick. I'll often hold those positions for 2 months, 3 months. And so my indicators were made for that. But remember, I didn't make these indicators, the core flagship indicators on Sacred Profit. I didn't make them for a particular asset. They're based on these mathematical rules and these positionings that happen within markets. So how participants are how large participants get in and out of positions within markets. And it just so happened that I saw that it worked really well with Bitcoin on the long term, but I never even thought to check short term any other assets because I never traded it. Then I get over here I was forced to trade NASDAQ short term just because that was like the crew I was running with. And I was able to see that if I adjusted my indicators to not just show me the daily and weekly level, but also show me the short-term level over here. Actually, this should be let's go over here so you can see it. This is my levels are showing the daily, weekly, but also the 15-minute for the NASDAQ. What I found was that the price respects these levels, these white lines, very, very well. You'll notice over here that, for example,
which indicator are these white lines?
This is the levels indicator. So the levels indicator, you'll notice over here that the price hit that levels indicator, pull back, and you see how it's bumping against that line again and again? Mm-hmm. Now, someone else might be there like, what is there? What kind of risk? I had this from Mike from Trader Souls. Tom, what are you seeing? Why is the price bouncing on that level? Oh, it's bouncing on that level because it's the 15-minute VWAP level. That was made back in God knows when. Back in the 16th.
Oh my God.
And then I'll know here that on the NASDAQ, there's that level there, but then there's also this level right above. So remember I was saying before that we're targeting the weekly level down here and the daily level down here. Mm-hmm. But because this is also nearby level, chances are we'll move up to that level, then fall down. You know what I mean? Right. And so I can try to get in here. If it fails, get in here again over here. And if it falls onto the level, I make all my money back and more. And then when I look and I go, oh, but there are no other levels above me. So I'm less concerned about entering here. Mm-hmm. So when I started finding this, that these levels, that the 15-minute levels were working so well in conjunction with all the other indicators I have for in Sacred Profit, the wave indicator, the trend indicator, it was just so much easier to read the price and see what's going on. See this move over here, where the price moves up over here? Well, it was moving up towards this unmitigated level. Where did it bounce from? It bounced from a lower wave. Like this to me was so clear. And then it fell back down over here, where to the weekly VWAP. It bounced 1-2 times on that and moved up. Oh, Tom, it bounced in the middle. It bounced over here. Oh, yeah, where did it bounce? It bounced up once to one level, 15-minute level, and then again to the next 15-minute level. Once the nearby levels were done, it came all the way back down to the VWAP and then rose up. Where did it rise to? The next 15-minute level that was there. I just love it so much, Peter. It's so useful. And I'm not sitting there wondering what's going on. And I pair that with RSI divergences, and it's just been absolutely incredible. What a ride. Even though I've been losing prop firm accounts, I've lost less and less and less and less. And the last week and a half or so, I've lost none. I'm able to maintain these accounts, and that's why I have a high expectation for myself that I'll be able to get payouts pretty soon.
Why don't you just marry prop firm accounts? He's so in love with them.
Look, you put an AI mine on there, you put a robotic broad, and it pays out money. Come on, of course. I told my wife, once the technology gets good enough, we're in a throuple.
Awesome. All right, cool. Any more market news? We talked about, did you talk about equities?
Yeah, we touched on NASDAQ is really what I want to pay attention to. The if you use the indicators, you'll also see the stuff for SPY. But the SPY is even though it's correlated in the same way, it's a different beast the way it moves intraday because people use the SPY in order to hedge positions. So options move SPY a lot more. I haven't really been in this, but as you're seeing, like it respects the same sort of levels here. But no, I don't want to go through all those different things. I'm just going to pay attention to the ones that I'm trading actively. If anyone else has anything else, you want me to pull up a certain chart and see what your your asset is doing with the indicators, I'm happy to do so, but you got to ask, and with emojis.
I got a question to ask you.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Has Bitcoin topped? Is this the bottom? Have we entered the Bitcoin bear market?
All right. So there's only one thing I'm concerned about for Bitcoin as far as it topping. Because there's no point in making predictions about liquidity, right? You can get a sense of what liquidity is. But at the end of the day, if you're trading leverage, you can't really afford hoping or guessing where it'll go. We just follow what price action tells us. And as long as we're still in a bullish uptrend, no reason not to believe that more upside is not going to come until we get to breaking certain levels. The thing that bothers me is the time frame. We talked about this last week, and I've been mentioning it again and again. I'm glad that more people are online are talking about it. But the last two bull markets for Bitcoin lasted exactly 1,064 days. Not 1,063, not 1,065, 1,064, bottom to top. And the idea is that if that's the same thing that's happening now, that ends 1,064 days from the bottom of this bull market to where we are right now ends tomorrow. It ends tomorrow. So that would mean that we'd peak. But there's a couple of problems with that, Peter. One, the peak happened a few days ago. If it's ended now, the peak actually happened on October 6th. So that would invalidate the pattern. If we are headed to a bear market, the pattern is a little bit off. But it could just easily be a coincidence at 1,064 days. It could just be a window. And so to me, I'm waiting until the end of October in order to see if this is the actual top. I want to see price fall significantly lower, preferably below this red level, which is our yearly trend that we look at. If we break below there and then confirm and then fall, then I'll say that the cycle's over. Until then, I'm not looking to jump the gun. The bull side, though, what I'm really interested in is that October is one of those periods of times where we're going to head into a Santa Claus rally. And you could take a look at past videos. I've talked about this before. Why there's a Santa Claus rally has to do primarily with the markets being up in the year leading up to it, which we are in right now. And I don't know if you remember this, Peter, the last Santa Claus rally we saw was here. Did we talk about this?
No, I don't think so.
So over here was January. The big rise here was the bottom of the market was January 2023. So after the December window of weakness, we moved up because of all kinds of different liquidity concerns. Then we pulled back in October of 2023, and people were calling for Bitcoin to fall. A lot of people were calling for Bitcoin to fall because it was showing this weakness. The high from the high before wasn't as high. We didn't have as much momentum. People were talking about, hey, we're going to head down lower. And that was exactly the low from then. And then we rocketed up. I believe this is 186%, something like that. Yeah, like 186%. So over 6 months, we rocketed up almost 3x. And within less time than that, so basically by the end of the year, so this is from October to, let's call it December 25th till Christmas, we went up 70%. So just keep in mind, it's totally possible for Bitcoin between October and the end of the year and December to rise 70%. How do we know that? Because it's done it, and it's done it before. Mm-hmm. Right? And so the possibility that can happen here, that what we actually experienced last week was the low in Bitcoin, that this was the low in Bitcoin, and that from here, we're going to bounce up and rise up 70% to, what is it, $186,000 on Bitcoin by the end of the year. Totally possible. And it's one of the reasons I don't want to let go of my lever long that I placed this weekend. So if I had to bet, and I am betting, I would bet Bitcoin has not topped, that we're going to rise up to $300,000 by March of next year, and then we'll top and fall. Because we're past the window of weaknesses, Santa Claus rally should come, and even the NASDAQ and S&P are almost at all-time highs. And this drop that we had on Bitcoin is almost no drop at all. If you look at that chart, what kind of drop is this? What are people worried about? We had a bigger drop in the beginning of 2025 and a whole consolidation period from 2024. Remember this whole consolidation period?
Boring
That lasted for
times.
months.
Yeah.
So this, what is it? It's 17% drop from peak to trough? 18% peak to trough, and we're back up. It's only 13% from the peak to bottom. It's nothing. It's a squiggle. It's a rounding error on Bitcoin. It's nothing. And so I'm far more in the camp that not only will we run up, that we can run up pretty significantly. And if we take a look at the liquidation dashboards, the amount of leverage that we're seeing within the system, we have shorts at 12 billion and longs at 200 million. That means we can go up just like that in 12%, right? 12 billion short across Binance, OKX, and Bybit on CoinGlass is usually about 12%, and 12% would get us up to 120,000, so near all-time highs in a blink of an eye. So I'm in the bull camp until proven differently.
I'm blinking. You can't tell, but I'm blinking real hard, Tom.
Why is that?
You said in the blink of an eye, okay? I want to blink it. I want to blink this thing. I want it to change. I want it to go. Anyway, I'm happy.
My favorite thing about you is how funny you are. Doesn't always show. Sometimes it's so subtle that only someone who's known you for their entire life can get it. But I get it. I get it, guys.
I was going to pull out a knife, but I don't know how YouTube handles knives. Now with AI, you can't hide. Can't hide. I'll show a knife on screen, and the AI will be like, "That's a knife." Well, look, I was going to say it was a fun show, but it kind of fell apart at the end there. Whatever. You win some, you lose some. Today we lost some.
Look, I'm going to go trade and make some money. If you guys are interested, go to sacredprofit.com, sign up for free, get the indicators. Some people have been asking, the free path comes from crypto trading. If you are signed up as an affiliate and you've deposited money in your account and you're trading live, you can get the indicators for free. People have been asking me just to pay for the core flagship indicators outright. And we will be having a plan soon that allow you to subscribe for the year and get access to the indicators for the entire year so that you can trade it on any asset that you want.
And prop firms.
Especially for prop firms, exactly. I want people to get into it. If you're new, it teaches you great risk management because you get punched in the face again and again and again and again without being like, oh, let me put another $1,000 in my account. Oh, let me put another $5,000 in my account. Let me sell some stuff in order to get more. No, you don't do that. And you're with a community of people within the prop firm space who understand how difficult it is and can guide you through it and want to help you out. This whole ecosystem created for it. There are trainers and coaches and accountability groups and all kinds of stuff like that, which you don't normally get when you just put money inside of any normal trading account. You sign up to Robinhood. The only person trying to help you is Robinhood. Yeah, that's the fox telling the sheep, right this way, sir. Yeah, no, thank you.
Awesome. Well,
right, guys.
Thank you for that, Tom. Really appreciate it. If anybody's out there wondering why Tom sounds like a baritone today, it's because just before we went on stream, he was choking on. I'll let you guess what he was choking on. You will never guess it. You'll never guess it.
Put it in the chat if you know.
Put it in the chat if you know. He was choking on a piece of honeycomb. I know,
right.
You're thinking like me. Oh, he's eating honeycomb cereal? No. Actual honeycomb.
Unadulterated honeycomb. Illegal honeycomb in my neck of the woods. And there's nothing that tastes as good as a legal honeycomb.
Okay.
Because these bees, they're only fed on flowers that are grown on the graves of...
Oh, no.
Nope.
No, don't do it. Oh, my God. We're getting out of here.
It makes them taste better.
Okay. Sure. I thought we could.
I'm not going to say what I'm going to say, but it's by a children's hospital. I'll just say that. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not saying another word.
That's not as bad as I thought. I thought you were going to say something way worse. All right.
It was going to be a Gaza reference, but I figured, okay, we don't need more Gaza references.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's just not even end the show. Let's just sit here in silence for the next 2 hours or so. Now you understand why I have this on board?
Now I understand. Now I get it.
All right, guys.
It cleanses your palate.
All right. See you guys next time on the next Sunday Fuel. And I hope you guys are enjoying the Daily Bread episodes from Monday to Thursday. And if you want to see me trade live, you can go on Traders Pulse YouTube channel. I'm there Tuesdays to Fridays, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's great. Tom's everywhere. Man, you can't turn on the internet without getting Tom. Whoo, boy. Sacred Prophet. The Lord of Liquidity said I would become popular beyond my wildest dreams, but I didn't think it would happen this fast.
Okay.
I really did it.
All right. Get your payout.
Lead the sheep, he says. Lead the lemmings.
Get your payout. We'll see how popular you get. All right. Get your payout. Your prop firm payout. Do it.
Peter. Your jealousy that you wear in your sleeve is so unattractive. God. God.
All right.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Ciao.
Once I get my $250 payout, you're going to eat your words, Peter. Eat your words. You're like, hey, can you teach me? I'd be like, I'm too famous, bro. Imagine I hire someone to replace you. I hire another black guy, same age, same thing, but he's just so much more well-spoken, dresses better, and we just call him Peter. Can you imagine?
That'd be really funny.
100% for sure have that happen.
That'd be funny. I'd be for that.
Yeah,
right,
I'm having an actor. He's going to have his lines. I'm not going to worry what he's going to say. He's always going to praise me. God, I can't wait to make enough money that I don't need you in my life. Are we still streaming?